Dass ein Auberginen-Emoji nichts mit Kochen zu tun hat, das weiß ich. Und jetzt erzählen Sie mir nicht, dass Sie immer genau wissen, was Ihre Kleinen alles so im Netz treiben. Jetzt frage ich alles, was wir schon immer wissen wollten. Was, das geht? Fragen Sie? Passen Sie mal auf. Mit Kochen zu tun hat, das weiß ich. Und jetzt erzählen Sie mir nicht, dass Sie immer genau wissen, was Ihre Kleinen alles im Netz treiben. Jetzt frage ich alles, was wir schon immer wissen wollten. Was, das geht? Fragen Sie?
Ja. Hol ich mir noch was zu trinken. Und dann gehen wir ins Spiel. Wenn es denn klappt. So, das Spiel funktioniert schon mal wunderbar. Und zwar gar nicht. Ich versuche es nochmal zu starten. Und sonst spielen wir was anderes. Und ich würde mal sagen, es funktioniert, aber es ist sehr laut. Ähm... So. New Game. The Chateau Crinière of Baron Rouget. Mein Französisch ist bien. C'est Monsieur Granville? Oh mon Dieu! Dame Catherine? Irgendwas. Akt 1. Eine Katze mit Krallen. A cat with claws. It's midday already. Where on earth is that featherhead? Sparrow song. Well, 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 look who finally decided to get up. Haven't you heard what they say about the early bird falcon? Falcon punch! Oh, too early for worms. Past the Cabernet Sauvignon. There'll be time for that later. We've got some business to handle first. Business? A letter arrived while you were sleeping. I haven't opened it yet. It's probably just more junk mail. Go ahead, Sparrow son. You may have the honors. Alright. Dear Monsieur Falcon, I am writing to you today because my daughter, Dame Catherine, has been arrested for a crime she did not commit. She is being held at La Conciergerie prison on the charge of murder. No less, her trial is in 3 days' time. I would be greatly in your debt if you would offer her your legal aid. Yours sincerely, Sonia Purtoire Desmois of the Desmois estate. Well, this is quite something. I know, your first serious client in months. Not just that, the Desmois estate is well known for its exuberant wealth. Even if we cannot do much more for Dame Catherine, his lordship would still reward us handsomely for our offers. It's all about the money. Ja, da fällt mir was ein. Ich würde es größer machen. Das war den Viewer-Count, weil ich den nicht richtig erkenne. Und jetzt erkenne ich ihn nicht viel besser. Aber okay. Even... Alles klar. Even if he cannot do much more for Dame Catherine, his lordship would still... Ja, habe ich schon gelesen. Wow, so I suppose you intend on defending Dame Catherine in court? Nope. Of course oder nope? Wir machen mal, ja. Of course, it would be foolish to let such a good opportunity slip through our feathers. Grab your coats, Barrison. We're going to find out Kitty client at La Conciergerie. Excellent. My derriere was getting tired from all this sitting around. Oh, but I better file away Sonia Desmois' letter first. One moment, Falcon. Pourtoir's letter has been added to your evidence folder. You may access the evidence folder at any time by clicking the suitcase symbol. Oh, nearly forgot my wallet. I wouldn't want to lose that. Wer möchte schon seine Brieftasche verlieren? Again, I recall you losing it at the New Year's party and at Christmas. Yes, alright, no need to make a list. Falcon has picked up his wallet. You may see how much money he is carrying at any time by clicking on the wallet symbol. Okay. $20. You may see how much money he is carrying at any time by clicking on the wallet symbol. Let's make a move. January 3rd, Monday. Welcome to the map screen. From here, you can travel to any listed area by clicking on location name or location node. Areas marked with a clock symbol take a whole day to visit. Areas with no symbol can be visited freely. La Concierge. For centuries, the infamous Conciergerie prison has detained the accused and the condemned alike. A sign on the door reads the Aviary Attorney Offices. No case is too big or too small. No junk mail. Wir gehen mal zur La Conciergerie. Falcon and Sparrowson step into the stone-cold fire of the Conciergerie prison. Sullen-faced guards and visitors linger beneath the medieval archways. The Conciergerie. They say this is the finest prison in the whole of France. The outer walls are impenetrable. The cells are spotless. The guards are well-mannered. What you want? Quark. Das ist Quark. Quark sieht wie eine Rabe aus. What you want? Good day, monsieur. I'm here to see Dame Catherine Dohminator. Wie gesagt, mein Französisch ist furchtbar. I am due to represent her in court. Oh, you're her lawyer, huh? Fine, fine. Follow me. Well, what are you waiting for? Keep up? Das ist eine Katze. Eine Katze. Ein Vogel verteidigt eine Katze. The fuck? So. My papa hasn't forgotten about me, has he? Dame Catherine Dohminator, I presume. You've arrived, the fantastic lawyer Monsieur Falcon and his petit assistant Parison. Milady is knowledgeable. Don't talk like that, Sparrowson. Goddamn Sparrowson. Sorry. My papa told me that he would only hire the best lawyers in town. I'm flattered. But they weren't available at such short notice, so he hired the first people in the address dictionary. Burn. Burn. Oh, you see, Falcon, I told you listing on the Aviary attorney would pay off. Let's get down to business. Dame Catherine, would you fill us in on some details? Your father's letter was a little brief. I can do my best. What is it you wanted to know? What happened on the night of the murder? What exactly happened on the night of the murder? Oh, let me think. It was Friday evening. Me and my papa had arrived at Chateau Crinière, the home of great Baron Roger. Was sind das für französische Namen? Mon Dieu. My papa spent all evening talking with Monsieur Granville at the Baron about business stuff. Business stuff? Well, the three of them own a railway company together. So although dinner they were talking about company shares and investments, but I didn't really understand most of it. But after dinner this man with a camera took our photograph. That was a lot more fun. Sorry ma'am, with what took you? Your what? Camera, it's a very new gadget. What the fuck? A tiny box sits in a box with a tiny paintbrush and paints your picture very fast. In 10 minutes, poof, you have a perfect picture. Wow, technology is amazing. Wow. I don't think the lady's explanation is right, Sparrowson. Pshaw! Let me believe. Still, the camera sounds like a very special device. I'll make a note of it. Camera has been added to your evidence folder. Please continue, Dame Catherine. So after we had the photograph, I went into the gardens to get some air, and that's when I found the body of Monsieur Granville. So after we had the photograph, I went into the gardens to get some air, and that's when I found the body of Monsieur Granville. He was all ripped open. The housemaid saw me standing over the froggy monsieur and called for help, and then the police arrived. Before I could say anything, I ended up here. It was such a blur. It must have been terrifying. It wasn't so bad. My papa taught me how to be a brave cat. Was there something else you wanted to ask Monsieur Falcon? Did you... Dame Cataline, did you see anything suspicious that evening? Yeah. Suspicious? Like maybe a guy lurking in the shadow or a bloody murder weapon. Monsieur Falcon, I do believe you are looking for an easy answer. You got me. Gotcha! Did not see anything, I'm afraid. The evening was very normal. The food was delicious. The conversation was boring. It was all very ordinary until the incident. I see. Wait, Falcon, you missed something of huge importance. I did? Dear Dame Cataline, you said the food was delicious, but you didn't say what food it was. Huh? You and your damn stomach. Let me see. We had poached red herring to start, garnished with garlic butter. Go on. Then a marbled steak served perfect bloody rare. Glorious Falcon, write this down. What? What? This can't possibly be relevant to the case. Write it all down, please. For me. Fine, fine. Red herring has been added to your evidence folder. Bloody rare steak has been added to your evidence folder. Sparrowson, remind me not to let you talk to clients on an empty stomach. Come to think of it, I did find it a little strange that we weren't given any cutlery. No cutlery, even for the steak? Nope, you would think that the great Baron of Chateau Crinière would have gorgeous silverware, but there was none of to be seen. That is a little peculiar. Was there anything else you wanted to know, Monsieur Falcon? Oh. Dame Cataline, who attended the banquet that evening? Well, there was me and my papa. My dearest maman couldn't make it. And there was a Baron Rougier who hosted the dinner, and his housemaid, Colleen. I think she was called. Of course there was Monsieur Granville, well, until he died. And there was Monsieur Robitio de Robigno, the man with the camera, but he was only there for a little while. I think that was all. Was there anything else you wanted to ask? No, I think that will be all. So what's the plan now, Falcon? The way I see it, we have two tasks. We should head to Chateau Crinière and try to see the scene of the murder for ourselves. And we should try to track down the supposed photographer, Monsieur Ribitieux de Roupignon. 2 days for 2 tasks seems doable, but we should head back and get some rest first. We have a lot of work ahead of us. Wait, Monsieur Falcon, before you go, you do believe my story, don't you? I believe in justice. Dame Katalin, I believe that a fair trial can draw the truth from any situation. I believe in justice. That's good to hear. You're not wrong, Falcon, but that's not what the lady needed to hear. You might want to work on being less of a, how to put it, fils de pute. If serving justice makes me a feel the put, I wear that title proudly. Dame Cataline, Monsieur Granvey, Baron Rouget, these names are all getting a bit confusing, aren't they? Not particularly. Well, it is for me. I'm going to start compiling a Facebook so that I can keep track of who everyone is. What? Facebook. It's a collection of people's name, pictures and descriptions in one easy-to-carry catalog. I think I understand. The names could use a little work though. Sparrison has compiling a Facebook. JJ Falcon. Sparrowson. Bourtois. Quark. Cataline Dermarieux und Granvey. Ist das ein Frosch? Und wie komme ich jetzt hier raus? Ah. Ja, ich habe doch schon drauf geklickt. You can access a list of people you have met at any time by clicking the book symbol. Let's make a move. Make a move, make a move, make the $1 million move. The game saves automatically at the start of each new day. But you can also make quick save at any time, selecting save. Quit from the pause menu. You can access the pause menu by clicking on the cog symbol in the upper left corner, pressing the escape key. Ich glaube, da waren wir. Gehen wir zuerst zu dem Fotografen. Vielleicht ist der ein bisschen fishy. So this is the studio of the famous photographer. Shall we knock? Wait, there's a note on the door. The magnificent and marvelous artist Monsieur Robitio de Robignon is currently out on an artist expedition. Robitio de Robignon. Ein Name, den eigentlich nur ein brasilianischer Fußballer haben kann, oder? He shall return when his muse sees fit. When his muse sees fit? What does that even mean? I think it means that he is pretentious bird brain, but in my case the artist seems to be out. What shall we do now? We should knock anyway. Wir klopfen. Wir sind höflich. Wir klopfen. We should knock anyway. Alright. I don't see the harm. Nope. Doesn't look like he's in Falcon. Wir sind vernünftig. Wir gehen einfach. I hate the feeling of a wasted trip. Is there really nothing else we can do? It's fair I'm becoming overlord, but I suppose we could try to break in. What? Are you serious? Maybe? Monsieur G.G. Falcon? I would have thought that a man of justice like yourself would be against such reckless displays of unlawful barbarism. You're right. I'm sorry. I don't know what came over. It's a brilliant suggestion. Stand back. I'm barging the door down. Oh god. Wait, just like that? Shouldn't we discuss this first? Okay. Wir sind drin. What in bird Jesus name was that? You said you wanted to break in. I thought we could find an open window. I didn't think you would turn into a bird-sized cannonball. Well, now we're here. We ought to make the most of it. This place is quite something. It's very swanky. I was going to say ostentatious. That's just swanky talk for swanky. We don't have time for this. The sound of a door being smashed and could be drawing unwanted attention. We should find anything that may help our case and get out. In investigation mode, you are free to examine the scenery of the room. Click on any item of interest and Falcon will examine it in close detail. Jens spielt jetzt übrigens Project Cast 2. When you have had enough, or when you can find nothing else to examine, click on the X in the top right corner. Select an area to examine. Oh, ich kann... Oh! That's not bullshit. I see paints, inks and dyes. I'm not quite sure what the clear liquid in this bottle is. I could taste test it. You could, but we don't have time for a hospital visit right now, so let's not. Select an area. Hey Falcon, what? It's just an easel. No, look at what's on the easel. Oh wow, this must be a copy of the photograph from the evening of the murder. Natürlich ist auch eine Ziege drauf. There's no question about it. I see a housemaid, damn Cataline, and I think that's Sonia Purtois, Cataline's father. So what shall we do? Do we just take this? We should leave it. No, that would be a big mistake. Every half-competent lawyer knows that stolen property can be used as evidence. Still, we learned some valuable information by seeing this photograph in person. Jens spielt immer noch Project Cast 2. I suppose so. Is there anything else we need to do here? Select an area to examine. Chandelier, you should get one of those for the office. I don't have the money for that sort of luxury. A picture of a sailing ship on a windy day. This is a picture of a fence. It's a fancy photograph. It leaves the viewer defenseless. Out of all the pictures here, I would pick it as my favorite. Okay, I'm done. No more fence puns. Oh, kann ich mir jetzt hier ernsthaft jedes einzelne Bild angucken? I see finely dressed dandy fellow up on a horse. Photograph of a ladder, symbolic of climbing towards success perhaps. It looks more like a step ladder to me. Oh no, we're not getting into that old argument. I see a bourgeois tigre in the picture. Gibt's hier auch irgendwas Interessantes, was ich mir noch angucken kann? Wie kann ich hier setzen? A butterfly or maybe a moth. It's difficult to tell in black and white. Beautiful picture of the Paris skyline. Given the angles, this must have been taken from Notre Dame Cathedral itself. This is a photograph of a castle somewhere in the countryside. You know, I once had an uncle who once fell off a castle rapant while on guard duty. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Did he die? No, he got demoted. Oh, terrible. A lighthouse, no wait, it's a man in a top hat. Actually, if I squint and turn my head sideways, it's a black smudge falcon. This is a tiny photograph of what appears to be a jail cell. That reminds me, how illegal is this? You know, breaking and entering, rifling through a person's belongings. It's cool, we're lawyers. Klar. Ich würde sagen, das ist sehr illegal. Not going to lie to you, person. If we're caught, we will be spending the next 20 years with a number instead of a 9. I call you 24611. What? Don't be daft. Person, you can't call prison numbers. Damn, I wanted that one. Natürlich wollte ich die Nummer. Ich hab mir alles angeguckt. Oder? Oh. I think we're done snooping. Let's get out of here before we drove further. Sounds good to me. Oh! Ho ho! Oh mon dieu! What happened to my door? Wir lügen natürlich. Some kids did it. Little weasel types. We saw them. Yeah, weasels. They were all like, let's break into this art guy's house. And we were like, no weasels, you cannot do that because that would be illegal. And then they were like, we chased them off. That's the important thing. Well, thank you, I suppose. Let's make a move. Trial day is approaching fast. Right, let's go. Ja. Neuer Tag. Dann gehen wir mal dahin. Die Chateau Crinier. Falcon and Spurson enter the courtyard outside the Chateau Crinier. People with dirty clothes and gaunt face linger around the building. Shadows. Excuse-moi, messieurs. I don't mean to be pain, but my little girl and I are sick and starving. See? Und so kleine Rehmädchen? I don't suppose you would happen to have some spare change? You have 20 friends in you. What will you do? Give 1 franc. Give me ein. Here you go. Stay safe, madam. Many thanks to you, monsieur. Wir haben 1 franc gegeben. Ja. Wir haben ja 5% von allem gegeben, was wir haben. That was pretty generous of you, Falcon. Times are tough. Making sure a mother and child have something to eat is the least I can do. But what am I doing standing here moralizing? Come on, Sparrow, we've got business to attend. Falcon and Spurson step into the pristine wood-paneled foyer of Chateau Crinier. Whoa, look at this place. Baron Rougier must be loaded. More than loaded. When it comes to lucrative investment, the Baron is a legend. Factories, chocolate shops, hotels, railroads, the Baron owns a little bit of everything this side of the scene. Is he here right now? Yes, he's the smug-looking chap with the impressive mane. But we must approach a man of his stature with tact and finesse. Hey, Baron! We'd like a word! How's that? Sparrowson, you have the finesse of an inbred warthog. You can thank me later, I think I got his attention. Holy shit, this is ein fucking Löwe! Did I hear my name? Great Baron Rougier, property owner extraordinaire at your service. And who might you fellows be? More investigators? Yep, we're attorneys. Not quite, I'm a private attorney, J.J. Falcon, and this is my associate Sparrowson. Lawyers, huh? You know you aren't the first to have passed through here today. Oh, yes, this jumpy, twitchy fellow came by this morning. Asked a bunch of questions, then hopped away before he heard the answers. Most curious? Do you know who he was, Sparrowson? Perhaps I have a hunch we'll be seeing him at the trial. A friend of yours? Something like that. So what may I do for you, monsieur? We're doing some research on Monsieur Granville, the frog who was killed on here on Friday evening. Yeah. Of course, such a tragedy. He was a good friend and a loyal business partner. I suppose you, monsieur, will be wanting to see the crime scene for yourself. Actually, yes, that would be fantastic. Well, be my guest, you will find the garden where the murder occurred through the back doors. You may also be interested in the lounge on the second floor, third door to the right. That would be where we gathered for a group photograph prior to the... Unfortunately... Was ist das für ein Löwe? Raucht! Oh, can we see the finished photograph? I am afraid not. It's not my own understanding that a photograph must be developed before it can be viewed. It's a slow process. My own copy of the photograph is to be delivered in 3 days' time. That's no good to us. The trial may be over by then. Nonetheless, we appreciate your hospitality. Thank you, Baron. It's no trouble at all. I'll be here to see you out when you are done with your investigations. So where shall we go first? Arbeiten wir uns von oben nach unten und dann nach draußen. Gehen wir als erstes in die Lounge. Ich denke, das ist eine Ziege. Genug rumgespielt. Second floor, third door on the right. This must be the room where... Psst! Hey, Falcon! Did you see that? See what? That housemaid totally just did something shifty. Shifty? I think she just pocketed something from that drawer. You should totally call her out on it. Excuse me, mademoiselle? Ah. Yes? Are you two policemen? No, we're private attorneys. My name is J.J. Falcon. And I'm Sparrowson. Oh, how rude of me. My name is Colleen Duhall. So, what can I help your messieurs with today? We're investigating the murder that took place last week. Do you mind if we ask you a couple of questions? That's fine. Let me just grab a chair. That's better. What was it you wanted to ask? Is this where the photograph was taken? Is there something we should know? That's all! Das war's! Alles cool. Wir wollten Sie was fragen. Gut, alles klar. Is this where the photograph was taken? We're looking for the room where the photograph was taken prior to the incident. Would you happen to know whether this is the room? Oh yes, you're in the right place. I saw the photograph session for myself. Let's see. The cameraman was standing. Just about where you're standing, actually, Monsieur Falcon. And where was the camera pointed? Right at the clock above the mantelpiece. The Baron insisted on using that very location. Now that I'm looking at it, something isn't right about that clock. I know, the painting on it totally clashes with the decor. I was thinking along more obvious lines. The clock has no hands. Oh, that clock has never had hands in all the years I've worked here. I think Baron Rougiel just keeps it around as a conversation piece. Well, we're conversing about it, so I guess it's working. Ja, kann man sagen. It's a peculiar detail though. I'll make a note of it. Missing clock hands have been added to your evidence folder. Is there something else you wanted to ask? Is there something we should know? You were a little nervous when we came in. You thought we were police officers. Hallo Noah. Wie geht's dir? You were a little nervous when we came in. You thought we were police officers? Is there something we ought to know? Anything you need to confess? No, I suppose I'm just a little nervous after all the drama of last week. Noah, was soll mir das jetzt sagen? No, I suppose I'm just a little nervous after all the drama of last week. Sollen wir auf die Ziege Druck ausüben? Oder sollen wir es locker angehen, Leute? Sagt uns das jetzt mal. Ja, ich warte jetzt ein bisschen, ne? Und dann sagt mir mal, Druck ausüben oder easy peasy machen. Was ist deine Meinung, Noah? Du postest einfach nur Bilder die ganze Zeit. Ah ja, bezeichnest mich da als Ork. Ist natürlich sehr lustig. Ich weiß nicht. Ich glaube, ich verwarne dich dafür jetzt, weil du das nochmal machst. Sperre ich dich einfach. Ha, so einfach. Gut, ich pressure sie. Are you sure that there isn't anything that you're hiding? It's okay to tell us. We're defense attorneys. That means we help people get away with criminal acts. Right. And wait, what? No, that's not an accurate job description, Sparrowson. It isn't? Oh, what we do then? I'll tell you later. Honestly, monsieurs, I have nothing to hide. Was there something else you wanted to ask? Nö. Das war's. No further question. Thank you, mademoiselle. You've been a huge help. It's no problem, monsieurs. Actually, there is something. I know you two saw me stealing as you came in. I appreciate that you didn't give me the third degree about it. You see, I'm trying to save up to my dreams, to follow my dreams, and well, never mind, I'm rambling. It's no problem, mademoiselle. To be honest, we have much larger crime to worry about. Although, I should probably ask, I don't suppose you've been stealing anything else. Silverware, perhaps? You know about that? Yeah, I suppose that was me. It started with a couple of teaspoons. I didn't think the Baron would miss those. But, well, yeah, I suppose the habit got a little away from me. That's one mystery solved, at least. Missing silverware has been added to your evidence folder. I would appreciate it if you didn't tell the Baron. He's been really kind and I would hate to break his trust. I see. So where to next, big bird? Begin in the main hall. Did you messieurs have a good look around? I trust everything was in order. Actually, we haven't visited the garden yet. We definitely need to do that. Ach so, okay. Dann gehen wir jetzt in den Garten. Madame Cataline said that she found Monsieur Granville on the stairs by the fountain, so this must be the very spot where the murder took place. Hey, Falcon. Do the crime scene investigation thing. The crime scene investigation thing? Was ist los, Noah? Was macht dich traurig? Yeah, you know, that thing where you get all eagle-eyed and analyze every object in excruciating detail. You mean search for evidence? Yeah, do that. That's not a bad suggestion. It wouldn't be the first time the Persian police have missed something right under their noses. Select an area to... Oh, das schon wieder. Another beautiful made horse statue. You know, my uncle once had a horse that refused to eat hay. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yep, eventually we realized that it was just filling up on horse Horse d'oeuvres. D'oeuvre. Oh, terrible. Select an area to examine. A finely crafted horse statue. The mane almost looks lifelike. Would you say it behoves you to stroke it? No, I would not. This fountain is finely crafted. It's solid carved marble that can't have been cheap. I see nothing but water in the bottom of the lower basin. It's a shame we can't see inside the upper basin from here. That would be a perfect place to quickly stash a murder weapon. That's actually not a terrible line of reasoning. We ought to wait in to take a closer look just to be sure. Yeah, I suppose we should. Oh, I apologize. I wasn't being direct enough. What I meant to say was person, go wade into the fountain and take a closer look inside the upper basin. Me? No way. If you want to go wading, do it yourself. I'm a respectable lawyer. You can't expect me to roll up my trousers and paddle around a fountain like a duck in a lake. Yeah, well, you don't pay me enough to justify getting my sweet threads wet. Look, there's only one reasonable way to settle this. We'll flip for it. Flip for it? Yep, I flipped this 1 franc coin. You call the outcome, get it wrong and you go for a swim. So what'll be, heads or tails? Napoleon face or Plans Squiggles? Ganz ehrlich, Napoleon hat noch nie verloren. Wir nehmen natürlich Napoleons Gesicht, denn Napoleon hat noch nie verloren, Leute. Heads. Put it all on heads. Don't let me down, old emperor. Here I go. It's tails. Roll up your pantalons, Falcon. You're going for a swim. Ah! Napoleon! Gah! Fine, hold my shoes. Falcon really should learn how to spot a rigged coin flip. Oh! Sparrowson, damn you! I almost feel bad for cheating. Almost. Jockel, ich vermute mal, du willst fragen, wie geht es mir? Mir geht's relativ gut. Und dir? Ah, you're back. Had a good swim? No, I'm a bird, not a fish. But I did find a mystery item in the upper basin. It's no murder weapon though. What is this? It's brown and sticky and it smells weird. Don't tell me that you picked up a very weird cigarette butt, possibly belonging to Baron Rougiel? Correct. But that shouldn't be too surprising. It is his house after all. I'll stash it in the evidence folder just in case. Is there anything else we need to do here? A horse statue. This one has a goofy face. That reminds me of a joke. A horse walks into a bar and the barkeep says, "Why the long face?" Yes, we've all heard that one. Domsch meint, ich sei wie ein kleines Kind. Er kann meinen, was er will, ist immerhin seine Meinung, ne? What? No, the barkeep says you've got to stop coming here. You're drinking us under the stable. I think it's time to rein in the horse jokes. Select an area to examine. Baron Rouget certainly likes his horse statues. I don't mind the horse statues, but the little cherub people creep me out. Babies should be waddling, not attempting saddleless horseback riding. Select an area to examine. Ich denke, wir haben alles. Ja. I think we're done here. Good call, but are you sure you don't want to take another dip? We still have time. Don't push your luck. So. Gehen wir nochmal in die Main Hall. Did you, monsieur, have a good look around? I trust everything was in order. We had a good look, thank you, Baron. But we actually have some questions for you. Please ask away. Ganz ehrlich, wenn du auf dem Discord gebannt bist, dann hat das einen Grund. Und wenn du dich nicht auf dem Discord verhalten konntest, dann kommst du auch nicht wieder auf den Discord drauf. Ganz einfach. Please ask away. I have nothing to hide. What happened on the night of the murder? Baron Rouget, I would like to ask about your activities on the night of the murder. Oho, am I in trouble? Oh, wir werden sehen. That remains to be seen. Does it now? I don't particularly care for your tone. Ich habe dir gerade erklärt, nein, du darfst nicht wieder auf den Discord, weil du bist gebannt für einen Grund. Und ja, dein Pech. Does it now? I don't particularly care for your tone. I'm just asking questions, Baron. If you have nothing to hide them, you should be able to give a straight answer. Jockegockel, wenn du nichts getan hättest, wäre auch nichts passiert. Ergo, du musst was getan haben. Ganz einfach. Dieser verdammte Löwe nimmt wieder erstmal einen Hauch von seiner Zigarre. Listen well, garçon. I make more money in 10 minutes than you make in a week. Ibims, der Joker, ich habe nichts getan. Doch, du hast was getan und dieses Mal war es ein spezifisches N-Wort zu sagen auf dem Discord und dafür bist du gebannt worden. Und da gibt es keine Diskussion. Und wenn du jetzt hier meinst, weiter zu diskutieren und einfach nur meinen Stream zu nerven, werde ich dich bannen. Auch hier. Ganz einfach. Listen well. Ah, das habe ich gelesen. I pay extortionate amounts of taxes to the government so that law lackeys like you can keep your cozy jobs. And yet you have the audacity to waltz into my own home and accuse me of being a murderer. You have 10 seconds to get off my property or I will ensure that the next try you attend will be your own. Cool. Von einem Löwen aus dem Haus geschmissen worden. Als Vogel. Klar. Don't say anything. What was it you told me as we went in? Let's act with tact and finesse? Shut up. What was it you called me? A drunken warthog? I don't need this. I'm going back to the office. Nur, ich weiß nicht, worauf beziehst du dich jetzt mit dem Salz? Palais de Justice. Falcon and Sparrow stand inside the marble portico of the Palais de Justice, awaiting the opening of the Tribunal de Grande Instance. Are you nervous, Falcon? Nope. Nope, we've got this case in the bag. Look at my feathers, see? Totally unruffled. Wow. Well, at least one of us is feeling confident. Monsieur Falcon, Petit Sparrowson? Is there anything you need me to do? No, we've got a handle on things. Jockelgockel, Baby. Ich sag dazu nix. Wenn du der Meinung bist, ist das, wie gesagt, deine Meinung. Ich bin nicht der Meinung, dass er ein Baby ist. Ich bin einfach nur der Meinung, dass wenn er sich nicht auf meinem Discord benehmen kann, fliegt er von meinem Discord und dann braucht er nicht in meinen Stream kommen und danach zu fragen und immer wieder zu fragen, ob er wieder drauf kann und dann behaupten, er hätte nichts gemacht, weil wenn er nichts gemacht hätte, wäre er nicht gebannt worden. Ganz einfach. No, we've got a handle on things. Falcon was just telling me how confident he was feeling about the case. That's wonderful. I just know you two will pull through. Let's move it along, fellas. I'll be watching from inside. Do your best for me, Monsieur Falcon. We will. Are we ready? Yeah, we're ready. Wir sind bereit. Alright, settle down, everyone. Settle down. Judge Maxime. Is everybody here? JJ Falcon present. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Ob ich dir ein Anime empfehlen kann? Ich gucke keine Animes. Noah. Ich gucke im Allgemeinen in letzter Zeit wenig Fernsehen. Ich glaube, die einzigen Animes, die ich überhaupt kenne, sind Pokémon, Naruto, Dragon Ball. Ja. Fragt Dikra, der hat ein paar gute. Ja, ich weiß, das müsst ihr dann unter euch ausmachen. Ich kenne auf jeden Fall kaum welche und kann da dann auch dementsprechend keine empfehlen, weil ich gucke keine. Ist nicht mein Genre. Rupert Remington present. The ready is prosecution, Your Honor. Darn, that's not it. Oh gosh, where are my notes? Ha, I knew it. Knew what? Rupert and I went to Paris Law School together. He was in all of my classes. Oh, was he smart? Pfft, no, he always scored the second worst marks in the class. Can only assume that he bumbled through the final exams on the luck of his two rabbit feet. Unless he's improved considerably, you might already have this trail in the back. That's good to know, but Sparrowson, if Rupert scored the second lowest marks in the class, then who scored the lowest? I choose to exercise my right to not self-incriminate. Here it is. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Are the jury all present? All present and accounted for, Your Honor. Hey Falcon, I thought there were only 6 members of the jury for cases like this. Why do I count 8? Oh, those 2 birds with the funny heads are assessors, the associate judges. Everything seems to be order, so let us begin. The court is now in session for the trial of Dame Kathleen Demir. Prosecution, please call your first witness to the stand. Oh gosh, are we there already? Okay, I choose to call the officer in charge of the murder investigation, Inspector Volerti, to the witness stand. Inspector Volerti, please approach the stand and recite the oath. Okay, das ist auch ein Vogel. Ich habe kurz gedacht, es wäre ein Oktopus. As you will, Your Honor, I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Monsieur Inspector, please state your name and occupation for the record. My name is Inspector Justin Volerti. I am a servant to the law. Let's build a ladder. Ja. Das sieht schon im Chat, bei mir zumindest am iPad, das ich nebenbei offen habe, nicht wirklich nach einer Leiter aus. I'm a servant to the law, a scourge of the gutter rats that plague this city. I have enforced the law for over 20 years and I shall continue until I bring the infamous Viridian killer to justice. My past begins 18 years ago. Let's stick to the questions, Inspector. Of course, Your Honor. Oh, great, I was hoping we could have one of those bumbling, cuddly officers, but instead we stuck with lawful goody two-shoes. I bet this guy would turn in his own mother if he saw her littering. So, Inspector, is it true that you are the lead investigator on this case? That is correct. I was also the first to arrive at the scene of the crime. Then perhaps you can walk us through what you witnessed upon your arrival. Absolutely. Just after 7:30 we were all alerted and brought to the scene by the housemaid of Baron Rougier. At the scene of the crime we found Dame Cataline Demieux. She was standing over the corpse of Monsieur Granouet with his blood on her paws. Well, that sounds like an open and shut case in my humble opinion. No more questions, Your Honor. Bloodied paws? Nobody taught me that detail. Keep it together, Falcon. You're about to be given the opportunity to cross-examine the witness. That's your opportunity to find flaws in the inspector's testimonies. Of course, I know this. You may begin your cross-examination, Monsieur Falcon. Cross-examine the witness to find flaws in his testimony. Select a key phrase that you find suspicious, and Falcon will press the witness for information. Ask the right question to bring the truth to light. Avoid pressing the pointless detail the judge and jury don't like having their time wasted. Select a statement to question. Housemaid. I would like to ask about the corpse of Monsieur Granouet. Go on. Ich kann es jetzt nicht wortwörtlich übersetzen, was Cross-Examination heißt. Das ist, wenn du im Gericht bist. Ja, in diesem Fall zuerst die Anklage das Wort gegen den Zeugen und dann kriegt die Verteidigung das Wort gegen den Zeugen. Und das ist jetzt gerade der Fall, dass das Cross-Examination ist, wenn die Verteidigung das Wort gegen den Zeugen ja. Cause of death. That was immediately obvious when I arrived. Monsieur Granouet had a gaping slash from shoulder to thigh. Blood was everywhere. Spoke with the coroner and he was agreed that the frog died from blood loss directly caused by the open wound. I see. I suppose there's no chance of arguing that this was an unrelated injury, huh? Do you have another question about the corpse of Monsieur? Yeah. Inspector, could you describe the cut on Monsieur Granouet's corpse? Certainly, it was a single vertical slash. It was fine and deep cut, the sort that you would expect to see from a sharpened saber or surgeon knife. Or a cat's claw? Certainly. Wait. You say saber or knife could have inflicted the wound. Isn't this a line of investigation that's worth pursuing? Don't be daft, Falcon. Did you see or hear anything about a knife or sword at the crime scene? Also, zumindest wissen wir, dass die Hausdame Silberbesteck geklaut hat. Also habe ich. I did. There was a sword in the main hall. Wasn't there? I think the police would have noticed a thing like that. No, Monsieur Falcon, there was no sword. These sort of ridiculous and dangerous. Judge, I concur defense. Please be more careful with... You lost a little favor with the crowd. Do you have another question? Inspector, you say Dame Cataline had blood on her paws. Correct, blood clung to her fur like guilt to a convict. How much blood was there? How much blood was there on Lady's paws, Inspector? Enough for it to be clear that she had dirtied her hands on the victim's body. We noticed blood under the suspect nails, around her fingertips, and even a little around her mouth. Her mouth? Oh, the inspector answers seem pretty definitive. Do you have another question to... Yeah. Whose blood was it? Whose blood was it? Ha, what a question. It was Monsieur Granville's, of course. How can you be so sure? I object. The line of questioning is absurd. There was only one murder victim that night, Falcon. The blood on Dame Cataline's paws could have only belonged to one person, Monsieur Granville. Judge, Falcon's trying to delay the trial by asking pointless questions. I'm afraid the prosecutor may have a point, Monsieur Falcon. Do you have any reason to suspect that the blood belonged to someone other than Monsieur Granville? Ja, habe ich. I do, Your Honor. Actually, I have more than a suspicion. I have evidence that the blood of Don had nothing to do with the murder. This is foolish, time-wasting, Falcon. If the blood on Dame Cataline's paws didn't come from the victim, then where did the blood come from? Steak. On the evidence of the murder, Dame Cataline ate a bloody rare steak. Is this true, Monsieur Revington? Well, in a manner of speaking, I suppose steak may have been on the menu. Then, Inspector, would you acknowledge the possibility that the blood on the lady's paws did not belong to the victim, but to the steak? Well... Wait, don't answer that, Inspector. It is a possibility. No! Damn you, Falcon! Intriguing, pretty convincing. You gained a little favor with the jury. So, Inspector Volerti, is it possible that you arrested an innocent bystander simply for being a messy eater? No, hold on just 1 minute, Falcon. You are overlooking something quite crucial. Dame Cataline is an elegant, gorgeous kitten. She was no doubt brought up with a flawless etiquette and perfect table manners. At the banquet, she would have eaten the steak with a fork in her left hand and a knife in her right, like a proper civilized animal. How could she have possibly gotten blood on her paws with such good manners? Oh, that is a good question, or at least it would be at any ordinary dinner banquet. But as it happened, something was missing from that particular banquet, something that forced Dame Cataline to eat with her paws. Dame Cataline was forced to eat steak with her paws because the silverware of the household had been previously stolen. Stolen? I don't recall any mention of that in the police report. We weren't aware of anything missing from the Rouget residence when we performed the initial investigation. But as it happened, Baron Rouget approached us about this very subject last night. What a twist! You gained a little favor with the jury. What is the meaning of all this? Bloody steak, misplaced silverware. Inspector, was your investigation so lax that you overlooked these basic facts in your initial report? Lax? My investigation? Judge, I assure you I am the most thorough investigative officer on the force. Then it is amazing that the Parisian police manage to solve any crimes at all. Oh dear. Be on your way, Inspector. Perhaps do a little inspecting for your next case. Fine, so be it, Monsieur, until next time. Prosecutor, I trust your next witness is ready? Yes, of course, Your Honor. I call upon, let's see, Monsieur Robinho, the photographer who attended the banquet on the night of the murder. Monsieur Robinho, please approach the stand and recite the oath. How does it go? I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. It's a little cliché to be perfectly honest. Could the witness please introduce him for the court record? As if anybody in this courtroom does not immediately recognize me, I am the great Monsieur Robinho, cutting-edge photographer en visionary. I don't just take people's pictures, I capture the very essence. Je suis l'artiste, tout en et en pipe. You may have seen my works in hip magazines Le Branché or C'est Chouette. I can send you tweets if you like. What on earth is a tweet? Bird-to-bird communication. Come on, Falcon, it's the 19th century. Get with the times already. Das hätte er wissen können, was ein Tweet ist. Yes, your works are very impressive, Monsieur Robinho, but let's get down to business. Could you tell us your activities were on the night of the murder? Very well, I was hired by Baron Rougier to capture the evening's events. I arrived at 7 in the evening, I pointed my camera and captured the beauty of the banquet in one fantastic photograph. Then I bid Baron Rougier at the left. Like a true artist. And with regards to the photograph itself, who did you photograph? I thought you might ask. I bought a copy so that you can all see for yourselves. Oh, very good. Let's take a closer look. My word, this is an exquisite picture, isn't it? So let's see who do we have here. In the middle, we see Baron Rouget, the lion, who hosted the event. On the left, we see Sonia Pourtois Desmarieux, the father of the defendant Dame Catherine. And finally, we see the housemaid Colline Duhon, who I suspect may have snuck into the picture uninvited. As you can see, two people are clearly absent from the photograph. The first is the victim, Monsieur Grandet. The second is the defendant, Dame Catherine Desmarieux. Quite suspicious, wouldn't you agree? Just a moment, Monsieur Revington. This proves nothing. So the defendant and the victim were not photographed with others. That doesn't mean that they were in the garden together at that point. Hold your horses, Falcon. I'm not done yet. The prosecution may continue. Behind the photograph subjects, we see a wall clock with the time set at 7:30. Now, why is that time significant? Well, as Inspector Volerti told us earlier, that was the exact time the murder took place. Do you see, Falcon? Every suspect has an alibi at the time of the murder, save for Dame Cataline herself. Falcon, something is fishy. In the jail cell, Dame Cataline told us that she was present when the photograph took place, but I don't see her in Rubinio's photograph. That's true, but I can't use Dame Cataline's testimony as evidence. It has too little weight. If I want to prove that Monsieur Rubinio's photograph is not a valid piece of evidence, I will have to dish out evidence of my own. Your Honor, I would like to cross-examine the witness. Very well, the defense may proceed. It's a waste of time if you ask me. Photographs are rock-solid evidence. You say that you arrived at 7 o'clock. Give or take a couple of minutes, yes. How do you know that you arrived at 7? Well, the clock in my house read 6:45 when I left, and the walk to Chateau Prunier was around 15 minutes. I don't claim to be flawless timekeeper, but I am a professional. I always stick to an appointment. Do you have another question about Rubin's time of arrival? Yeah. How long did it take? It took perhaps 25 minutes to find a shooting location, put together the camera and ready the film. So you arrived at 7. The photograph took place at 7:30 and you spent 25 minutes setting up. That leaves 5 minutes unaccounted for. Falcon, surely you aren't suggesting that you did something nefarious in this small window of time. Not at all. I'm just trying to piece together the evidence, the evening's events. I spent a little time talking with Baron Rougier when I arrived. That's probably where the rest of the time went. Do you... No. Let's take a closer look at this photograph. I was under the impression that photographs were flawless reproductions of reality, and yet I see nothing that is totally at odds with reality. It is a glaring error. It's something that is so plain I am amazed it has been overlooked. A glaring error? Impossible. For you see, whereas reality is in color. This photograph is merely in black and white. Monsieur Falcon, you are quite a foolish ludite, aren't you? There is no mistake, all photographs are in black and white. All of them? Yes, it's a limitation of photographic technology. Oh, now I feel silly. Do you have... Yeah. Just to clarify, Monsieur Robinho, photographs are a direct reflection of reality, are they not? That is correct. The photograph process leaves no room for bias or inaccuracies. That is most curious, because I see a mistake. A mistake? Impossible. I just told you, Monsieur, the camera is a perfect, unbiased device. The photographs it produce are flawless. Falcon, I'm not seeing any mistakes. Perhaps you could be more specific. Certainly. The clock in the photograph. There is something not right about it. Well, isn't that convenient? The defense sees something wrong with the key piece of evidence that implicates his client. Don't give me that coqueton, Monsieur Robington. I have evidence that there's something wrong with the clock in that picture. The photograph clearly shows the clock hands pointing at 7 and 6. That much is self-evident. Which is most curious, because the clock in the lounge of Chateau Crinier has no hands. It has no hands? The clock is merely a decorative piece, a talking item. Feel free to ask Baron Rougier or his housemate if you have doubts. Monsieur Robinho, how do you explain this discrepancy? I don't know. There must be some sort of mistake. My camera is flawless. There is no mistake, Monsieur. Your photograph depicts something that does not exist in the real world. Maybe there was an error in the printing process. An error precisely where the clock hands should be. Please, Monsieur, don't patronize us. Allow me to offer a more plausible explanation. You, Monsieur Robinho, edited this photograph. Edited? I'm no expert, but I suspect that you used paint or ink to carefully put hands upon the clock. It would have been a simple task, considering that the clock face was bare. Only one could even speculate that you specifically choose to include a handless clock in the photograph just to simplify the editing process. Falcon, your reasoning is absurd. Why would the witness do such a thing? Is it not obvious? By showing the photograph to have taken place at precisely 7:30, it clears all the photograph subjects of suspicion. In other words, Monsieur Robinho creates a perfect alibi. Of course, this raises further question. Who is the witness protecting? And why? Was Monsieur Robinho coerced, bribed, threatened? Enough silence. Let's hear some answers, Monsieur Robinho. Fine, you've got me. I'm guilty. I did it all. You did it? You're confessing to the murder of Monsieur Granville? What? No. I have no idea who killed the frog. I'm just admitting that I'm guilty of producing fraudulent photographs. I was ordered to make changes to the printed photographs, and yes, that included adding hands to the clock. You were ordered by whom? I dare not say. Monsieur Robinho, I strongly advise you to answer the defense question. You have pledged to speak without fear after all. Respect, Judge, I fear his claws more than I fear the punishment of the justice system. I shall name no names. His claws, did you hear that, Falcon? That is most unfortunate. Monsieur Robinho, we cannot and shall not torture names out of you. We don't live under the Ancien regime after all. But since you have admitted to falsifying evidence, then we cannot keep you on the stand as a witness. Take your leave. You shall be charged with perjury in due course. I can protest. That's at the least I deserve for my failure as an artist. Good day, messieurs. Intriguing, pretty convincing. So the clock hands were painted on. So what? It doesn't matter. The photograph still depicts Dame Cataline as an absent as absent close to the time of the murder. That's significant. Don't be dense, Monsieur Remington. If the photograph is not completely genuine, then it cannot be considered reliable evidence. Why not? It's still a portrait of the night's events. Because if we accept that one part of the picture was edited, then we must accept the possibility that other parts were too. It is possible that Dame Cataline was painted out. Even worse, it is possible that another person was painted in. We know that the witness was trying to cover for someone, so all possibilities must be accounted for. So what are you saying, Falcon? That the housemaid paid off the photographer, or was it Sonia Pourtois Demure perhaps? I don't think so. The housemaid lacks a mean of motives, and it wouldn't make sense for Sonia Pourtois to implicate his own daughter. Well, surely you're not suggesting that the honest and beloved Baron Rouget deliberately tried to frame Dame Cataline? Because that would be the most outlandish theory yet. The Baron is a pillar of our community. He would never do such a thing. Monsieur Remington, I'm not here to throw accusations. That's the job of the prefecture. However, mayhaps I should offer my opinion. Baron, it's not time for your witness testimony yet, so you would think prosecutor, and yet I see my good reputation getting tarnished by your incompetence. Incompetence? Indeed. Let us proceed with witness questioning. Is that fine with you, Judge? Yes, I suppose that's fine. Very good, and I trust that the defense has no objections. No objections here. Fantastic. Oh, but before I forget, I pledge to speak without fear and prejudice, etc., etc. Now, Prosector, ask me about what I witnessed over the course of the evening. Okay. Baron, on the night of the initial dinner went magnificently. When the photographer arrived, Monsieur Granville left to visit the garden. Then Cataline followed behind him moments later. Sonia Pourtois, Monsieur Robineau, and myself were engaged in conversation, so we paid her no mind. After the photographer had left, my housemaid left to go find Monsieur Granville and Dame Cataline. That would be when I heard her cry for help. Thank you, Baron. I think we all know the story from here. I would like to cross-examine the witness. Do you doubt my integrity, garçon? I'm just here to uncover the truth, Baron. Very well then, hit me with your best shot. Let us establish with absolute certainty that I, Baron Rouget, am a... Baron Rouget, I have a couple of questions about your housemaid Colin Duhon. Does your housemaid smoke cigars? Well, that question came out of the left field. Definitely not. Mademoiselle Duhon detests the smell of tobacco. I see. Putting together a bigger picture, are we? I think so. The pieces are slowly falling into place. Do you have another question about the housemaid? Your housemaid is a thief. She has stolen numerous valuables from... Ja, Razor spielt PUBG. From your household, including all of the silverware. I object, that's not a question. Oh, right, let me rephrase that. Baron, why did you not immediately report to the police when you discovered that your housemaid was stealing from you? Is a man obligated to report every act of theft that they witness? Well, not legally, I suppose. I choose not to incriminate the poor girl because I felt it would be needlessly harsh. I know letting a criminal run loose in a foreign concept of too many of you lawyer types, but I'm sure you understand the concept of mercy. Do you have another question? No. God rest his soul. Why did Monsieur Granville leave to Wisniger? I believe he wanted some fresh air. The steak did not sit well with him, I fear. Oh, I see, but that is quite coincidental timing, isn't it? How so? Well, Monsieur Granville felt sick and left the room just after the photographer arrived and just before the murder occurred. One might draw a link between the food and the sickness. Hold on, Falcon. Surely you aren't suggesting that Monsieur Granville's food was poisoned in some way? I am. The events are too closely tied to be a mere coincidence. I am no expert, but I think the steak would have been a perfect medium to carry a small amount of poison. My word, what a revelation, but what evidence do you have of his poisoning? Bearing in mind, of course, that the coroner found no signs of poisoning and no poison was found at the crime scene. Oh, well, to be completely honest, there is no hard evidence of poisoning, but we can speculate. No, Monsieur Falcon, we cannot. Oh, verdammt. What was your relation to Monsieur Granville prior to his demise? We were business partners. Monsieur Granville, Senior Portois Durand, and myself all owned a third share in an up-and-coming railway company. Excuse the crassness of this question, but that means that you and Sonia Portois would now own half of the company each, correct? Correct. I suppose that's a slight glimmer of the benefit that arose from this foul situation. But Monsieur, you must understand that Monsieur Granville and I were friends as much as we were business associates. I mourn the man's passing, of course. Do you have any... No. Baron, we saw the murder scene in your garden for ourselves. When was the last time you ventured into your own garden? As it happens, I have quite serious allergies. I haven't been in my own garden for years. Years, you say? Indeed. Baron, I do not wish to call you a liar, but that claim does not hold up to scrutiny. Oh, and why is that? Because we have hard evidence that you have visited the garden recently. Balderdash, my word is gold. Show the court the so-called hard evidence that I've been in my garden. This was found in your garden. To be specific, it was found inside the Furton Basin, right beside where the murder occurred. A cigar butt? That could belong to anybody. And Prosecco, please shut your mouth. I can speak for myself. Okay, sorry, Baron. That is indeed the remains of one of my cigars, but I must apologize, Monsieur Falcon, for I misunderstood your initial question. You see, prior to the Bacchante, I hadn't visited my own garden in years, but naturally, after hearing the housemaid's cry for help on the evening of the murder, I rushed outside. I was shocked and disgusted by what I saw. That must have been when I dropped my half-smoked cigar in the Fortin basin. You see, Falcon, there's a perfectly reasonable explanation. I would find that believable if the cigar were casually discarded, but as it happens, the cigar butt was found in the fountain's upper basin, a location that could only be accessible with great inconvenience and a little paddling. The cigar butt was not dropped, it was deliberately hidden. There are any number of possible explanations, are there? Because I can only think of one. That is that you, Baron, deliberately hid your cigar butt to disguise your own illicit activities. Did I know? And what illicit activities would those be? You want me to spell it out? Fine, let's put everything on the table. You, Baron Rouget, murdered Monsieur Granville. That is what you were trying to keep hidden. Directly accusing me of murder, how shamelessly brazen. That is a ludicrous accusation, Falcon. The Baron is upstanding citizen of the highest order. Your allegations is baseless. You have no evidence, no means, motive, or opportunity. No evidence? Think harder, Monsieur Bergen. Every piece of evidence points to Baron Rouget as the prime suspect. You want the means? The Baron certainly had the means. His lion's claws are as sharp as a surgeon's blade. Gutting a frog belly would be trivial to him. Even Monsieur Robinho confessed just moments ago that he feared his claws. Ridiculous. I would never threaten a man with violence. You want a motive? The Baron had at least 10,000 francs worth of motive. By removing a business partner, the Baron's share of his railway company increased from 1/3 to 1/2. This is preposterous. And finally the Baron had an opportunity. No, he crafted the perfect opportunity. party. He arranged a small banquet with a very selected number of guests. He was aware of the missing silverware and yet had served steak, a food item that necessitated good cutlery. Why? To bloody the hands of his guests, of course. Then he hired an easy influence photographer and staged a very specific picture in order to build a perfect alibi for himself, photographing the guest in front of a handless clock to make for easy editing and is quite an ingenious plan, it must be said. Poor sector, are you just going to let this slanderous yarn uncontested? Say something, object, oh, you're pitiful, useless. After executing the murder, the Baron found himself still holding a single piece of incriminatory evidence, his finished cigar. He knew that leaving it at the crime scene would raise suspicion, but he didn't have time to properly dispose of it. So out of desperation he threw it into his fountain, out of the sight of his guests and into any snooping police. I imagine the Baron was hoping to implicate Seigneur Bourtois des Mois, since that would ensure total control over his railway company. Alas, the Cataline was the first to happen upon the crime scene, so the Baron improvised. This is an outrage! Judge, I demand that you disbar this ranting lunatic. No, there is only one outrage here. That is that a man like yourself is able to abuse his wealth instead of to frame an innocent girl for murder. You're a perjurist of the worst kind. How dare you, garçon, the utter nerve for a lying scumbag of a lawyer to accuse a philanthropist like myself of something so heinous. I'm not like the face cat bourgeois. I am a respectable fat cat bourgeois. I'm a respectable, hard-working capitalist. No, you're a ruthless man who would slaughter a dear friend just to reap a few francs. You're incredulous whelp. I ought to gut you right here and now, like a damn frog. Could someone please restrain the Baron? I'm honored, Your Honor. Let's go, old man, to the conciergerie with you. Don't touch me, you filthy jackdaw. I can walk myself. This is quite a turn of events. Does the prosecution have anything to add? Well, in a manner of speaking, well, to be honest, no. Then I shall now confer with the members of the jury to come to a decision. I ask the animals of the court, please be patient in this time. Falcon, that was pretty incredible. Thank you, I just hope it was enough. What do you mean? You just proved Cataline's innocence. We get a not guilty verdict for sure. Spurson, I think you've misunderstood something important about the justice system. What's that? I haven't proved anything. As lawyers, we cannot deal in proofs. It's just not possible. All we can do is organize the evidence and convincingly explain what it suggests. I haven't proved Dame Cataline's innocence. All I have done is demonstrate that there is a significant possibility that she is not guilty. I'm not sure that I understand the difference. We have reached a decision. In light of the recent revelation, it is clear that an error of judgment was made with the initial arrest. On that note, we unanimously find the defendant, Dame Cataline Desmiens, to be not guilty. Not guilty. Monsieur Falcon, Petit Barançon, you did it? Yeah, I suppose we did it, didn't we? We should head back to the office so we can celebrate properly. You did it, Falcon. I can't take all the credit. This was a group achievement. I'm so proud of you both. I go get 1 bottle of wine and 3 of our least dirty glasses. You were amazing, Monsieur Falcon. Oh, it was nothing. I very much liked the way you pinned the murder on the Baron. That was an act of sheer genius. Well, I didn't pin anything. Spurson and I just worked at unveiling the truth given the facts of the case. Monsieur Falcon, there is no need to play coy. The case is over. Play coy? Don't tell me you're actually being sincere. I'm completely lost. Oh wow, I thought the goody-goody thing was an act, but you actually don't know. Alright, I spell it out for you. What? I saw him in the garden all drunk and vulnerable and I seized my opportunity. It was nothing personal, just business, you understand? The fuck? Business? To increase my papa's share in the train company, of course. My papa always said that the drunk old frog was the weakest link. Your confession doesn't make any sense at all. I found Baron Rougier's cigar, but hidden in the garden. Oh, I put that there. I expected the police to find it, but I suppose that was putting too much faith in the brains of Paris' finest. But Falcon proved that Monsieur Robinho's photograph was edited. I was edited. I wasn't in the picture because I was busy paying a visit to Monsieur Granville in the garden. My papa knew I needed an alibi, so he ordered Monsieur Robinho to paint me over Baron Rougier and to add hands to the clock. But that lazy artist didn't manage to finish altering the photograph by trial day. It's a good thing that Monsieur Falcon was so imaginative, because that could have gone very badly. What's with the silence? You should both be proud. There aren't many lawyers in the whole of France who could have won a case like this, even for a burgess kitty like me. I think you should leave. Fine, so much for the celebrations. Here's the payment for your services, straight from my papa's pocket. Well, adieu, Falcon. Wie viel haben wir jetzt gekriegt? 40 Francs. Falcon, what do we do now? Falcon? Ja, das war's mit Akt 1. Ich beende das jetzt und ich denke, morgen spielen wir Akt 2. Bis morgen. Ciao.